Welcome to Massive Late Fee. And now your hosts, Mark and Carol. Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Massive Late Fee. My name is Mark. With me as always is my fiance Carol. How you doing today, Carol?
Hey, what's up?
Not much. It's been a good week here. It is March 28th, 1998. And we got a big show today.
Yeah, I can't believe it's already the Oscars again.
I know. For the first time ever, though, Carol, we are joined by others.
Oh yeah, that's the other big news we have.
We've let others inside our little inner sanctum here. So we used to do way back when we started this in '94. We had our blockbuster pick of the week.
We did
because as you know, we are frequent flyers at Blockbuster, and we have a couple of our local Blockbuster clerks here that, as it turns out, also make tapes.
Like, we thought we were so original. I don't know what the heck happened.
We thought we were the only ones. Their show is called No More Late Fees. So anywhere that you can find our tapes, check out their tapes. But we are joined by Danielle and Jackie from No More Late Fees. How are you doing today, ladies?
Good.
Doing well.
You know, once Jackie's dad bought a brand new camcorder, we just had to make our own tapes. So,
Oh, that's so much more fun. We should invest in that.
A camcorder?
Yes.
Don't they do? They got something else now. I don't know. Don't they do something with the computers now too?
Well, I mean, yeah, you can do like a webcam, but I mean, I think people usually use those for naughty things.
Okay. Well, we'll just leave that there. But the Oscars, March 23rd this year, so they just passed. The big story, obviously, Titanic. 14 nominations, tying All About Eve. 11 wins, the most ever wins without winning one in a acting category.
Wow.
Yeah, the As Good as It Gets, we did that movie. Mm-hmm. Dominated the acting categories with Nicholson winning Best Actor and Helen Hunt winning Best Actress. And then your favorite, Robin Williams, for Good Will Hunting.
I'm not sure how I feel about that. Like, Robin Williams for Good Will Hunting, yes, 100%.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure that As Good as It Gets beats Titanic in acting.
Well, guess what? In case you forgot, Leonardo DiCaprio wasn't even nominated.
That's awful.
No, it was
robbed.
It was Nicholson and then Matt Damon for Good Will Hunting, Robert Duvall, Peter Fonda for Yuli's Gold, and Dustin Hoffman. In Wag the Dog. We didn't do that movie.
No.
Sorry to talk about politics, everyone. We don't do politics. But Kate Winslet was nominated for Titanic, but lost out to Helen Hunt in As Good as It Gets. I don't. Have you guys seen that movie As Good as It Gets?
we have, and we've seen Titanic. The double tape situation, not our fave.
Right.
No, yeah.
I am strictly a tape 2 only girl.
Yeah.
That's the only one I watch. When when the Titanic starts sinking, that's when I'm in.
Wow. So for me, it's like I just watch tape 1 and pretend everything ended happy.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, we weren't the biggest fans, so can't say that the ceremony made us upset, because we did a tape on Titanic. It's actually our second tape, and we go in pretty hard.
I'll have to listen to that one.
Yeah, she's a big fan. I had some problems with the film, if you recall our discussion about it.
Yes.
But I liked As Good as It Gets. I thought...
it's a good movie, too.
I like smaller stories. And Titanic is one of those where it's... I'm a big history fan, so I was a little... there's some history that is not exactly right in Titanic. So that
they took some liberties for sure.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, I mean... probably, I guess the next biggest story from the Oscars was Good Will Hunting.
Love Good Will Hunting.
Robin Williams, Best Supporting Actor, and of course, Best Original Screenplay for Matt Damon and what's his name, Ben Affleck.
Yeah. Affleck.
Yeah, you like which one do you like better? Which one's cuter, Ben Affleck?
Ben Affleck, of course. Come on.
Hard pass on both. Thanks.
Really?
Yeah.
Aw. No, I just don't like blondes. So.
If you're from Boston, I don't want you.
Danielle's taking Robin Williams.
Oh
Hell yeah. Out of that whole movie or Minnie Driver, either one of them.
Minnie Driver, yes. Yeah. I can see that, yes.
But those two and Ben Affleck's trash brother, no.
Wow.
He's in the movie too, yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah.
If you haven't noticed, we have really hard opinions.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's excellent. So I got just two more news stories here before we get into the movie, everyone. Madonna denies she's magnetic. So this is how this is introduced. Madonna Bulletin 9,998. She's popular. Magnetic poetry, which makes and sells those little magnets with coy, suggestive, and even innocent words for your refrigerator door, claims its collection was the inspiration for Candy Perfume Girl, a cut from Madonna's new album. The magnetic poetry people say that only 3.2% of the song's 128 different words aren't used in the popular hits. However, the Madonna star machine isn't buying it. What do you think? Do you think Madonna created a song using magnetic poetry?
No. What?
I don't even know. Madonna is an enigma.
I mean, that's definitely a fun thought, but...
I guess.
Does she write her own lyrics?
For the most part, yes. She has a couple writing partners or a couple people that write with her, but for the most part, she writes most of her own lyrics.
Okay.
As far as I know.
I mean, I guess it's possible. She could dump out the magnetic words and see where they take her.
It's like the scene from Rosemary's Baby, right?
What?
You remember? You don't remember Rosemary's Baby when she's got the Scrabble tiles and she rearranges the words, the letters.
Yeah. Okay. Now I do.
Yeah, it's the scariest part of that movie. Besides being pregnant
with the devil.
Now. Last story here. Pagers, caller ID, call waiting, multiple phones. Parents grapple with teens' need to talk. Do you guys have a pager?
Funny story. My mom won't let me have a pager.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's the end of the story.
You're right. That was funny.
But Jackie has a really cool pager. Mm. It's like green and yeah, her mom lets her have her pager, but I am not allowed to have a pager. Oh, so yeah.
Sad.
Hopefully one day I can get a pager.
I mean, like, I have a pager. I don't love my pager. No. It's almost caused traffic accidents more than once because, you're driving along and then all of a sudden it tickles. It vibrates and it tickles.
Okay. Where are you storing your pager?
In my belt.
Oh, okay.
Where do you think? Dirty mind.
Anyway, speaking of dirty minds, is Grease the horniest movie ever made?
I don't know if it's the horniest, but I think as I'm getting older, I'm rewatching it and realizing that maybe it wasn't as clean cut as it
right.
Exactly.
It's giving off. Everyone thinks it's an American classic. Now I think back, I'm like, why did my mom let me watch this?
100%.
Why am I still allowed to watch this?
I'm pretty sure when I was watching it, I'm like, I don't think I should be watching this. They're talking about like hickeys and singing about Elvis and his Elvis.
Yeah, and in the sand.
Yeah, it starts right away. And so it's, we're talking about Grease because it's been re-released for its 20th anniversary. It came out in 1978. It was the height of 50s nostalgia in the 70s with Happy Days and everything. And now we're in the height of 70s nostalgia here in the 90s. So it's come back. But like you said, I mean, it's depicting what is supposed to be from, everything you've seen, a chaste, very staid kind of pure time period in the 1950s. And you have men singing about how chicks will cream when this car comes down the streets.
Yes.
The whole premise of... Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. I missed that line. Oh my God. Go ahead. Sorry.
The whole premise of this movie is girl meets boy. Boy wants to sleep with girl. Mm-hmm. Girl says no. Boy gets mad and shuns her. Then boy says, maybe I should try to change my outfits to get her to think that I am clean cut, and maybe then she'll sleep with me. New girlfriends make the woman feel bad about her being too pure and clean cut.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And give her a makeover so that she can now be okay to sleep with boy.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
And in the midst of all of this, there is one girl who is sleeping with people and is knocked up and has an abortion.
Yeah, and completely shunned.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta ask, because I feel like maybe I'm naive and things just go over my head. When and how do we know she had an abortion? I thought maybe she just was late.
It's implied.
How? When?
I mean, maybe she doesn't. Maybe she doesn't have an abortion. Maybe it was a false alarm. But I would not be surprised if that ended up going down that route too. But yeah, you're right. Yeah, I think she has a false alarm. So she says, who knows? I don't know.
Right. I thought
She's
it was
just not pregnant.
I thought it was really weird how she chose to tell the guy that it was somebody else's mistake.
Right.
Like, why are you letting him off the hook?
Well, that's the thing, is all the women allow all the men to do whatever they want in this movie.
That's unfortunately true.
100%. She wanted to, I don't know what that was about. I don't know if she liked him so much that, the way he reacted. I have no idea what made her end up doing
He
that.
was such a likable character, when he asked if the woman struggled while Zuko was trying to bed her.
Yeah.
I will say, one thing I found interesting about this movie is that I felt so often that each character in the scene was acting in a different movie. That their dialogue did not connect to each other in any real way.
Yeah.
It was bizarre. There'd be some times where Sandy would be saying things, and then Danny would say something, and I'm like, that's not... Why? How is that a response to what she said? And then everyone's mad and they're running away from each other.
But the thing is, they put it all to great music. That's what makes all the difference.
Most of the music is pretty good.
Because, then you have high school students in, the drama club that I was in constantly. Grease is awesome. Let's, sing I Want to Be Sandy. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
very popular in that kind of circle.
Interesting.
I think this movie is just 100% vibes.
Yes.
And,
exactly.
and aesthetic. And it's just also we grew up on it, and it just it constantly plays on TV, so it's one of the first movies I ever remember seeing that, and Dirty Dancing, heavy rotation.
That's another one. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I have it on I have the real Grease VHS, but I also have it from taping it from the TV and on the weekends just rewatching it over and over again.
Yep.
So I don't know.
It is funny to think, like, I guess I don't know if it's supposed to be not necessarily a parody, but I think it's supposed to be. I'm trying to think of it from a 70s perspective, where what they were trying to say was that, hey, you think the 50s was so innocent. It wasn't really so innocent. Here's what it was really like being a teenager or whatever.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was supposed to be. It's it was a Broadway. It was a show in New York, and it was a musical, and it got turned into a movie, and I can sure Paramount decided to make it again vibes and aesthetics, to sell it, but it's a very gritty musical.
Yeah.
If you look at most of the musicals, it's supposed to be like shocking, but I think now that we have the movie, we don't look at it that way,
Yeah.
Well, honestly, though, a lot of musicals are like that. A lot of musicals are way heavier than they come across. Like, Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. I don't know if you guys have seen this.
Have.
Yes. Okay, so, like, these dudes just, like, basically kidnap these women.
Yeah.
And then there's a shotgun wedding because they're going to be knocked up. Like, what? This is not okay. But it's all happy and, like, everything's fine. Or, like, Gigi, where the girl's, like...
Dark.
Yeah. Yeah, she's, like, being groomed the whole movie.
It's definitely dark. Yeah, a lot of musicals are supposed to be telling a story that maybe people won't listen. Even obviously West Side Story is Romeo and Juliet essentially, but it's also talking about racism. It's talking about just even in that time period, what was happening in New York, with all of these cultures kind of pushing against each other, and instead of them all out killing each other, which they do, they happen to be doing a jump, skip, hop, turn while they do it.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, this movie came out, after the heyday of big movie musicals, obviously, in the late 70s.
Yeah.
And the musicals that were being produced in the 70s, like Jesus Christ Superstar, and I think it's the other one I can't think of, but
Hair,
maybe. Although I think that was late 60s.
Okay.
But the ones that were being produced were more controversial in the 70s. Most of the cinema in the 70s was more controversial, at least the popular ones were anyway. And I wonder if that's a part of it too. If, like you said, it was kind of meant to be shocking to a 70s audience. But it doesn't. The music is too peppy. It doesn't fit the aesthetic that if they're going for that.
But I think that's also how they're able to kind of, have you're talking about this time period. But I think that's why, like, the older crowd, the people who actually were living in that time period, very much love the musical and the movie, because they were really smart on getting music that was going to fit for that time period. Yeah. So you're talking about really serious issues. Everybody looks at the 60s as if or 50s and 60s, like it's the 50s really.
Yeah.
As if it was just this golden age and nothing bad happened, but teenagers were still teenagers and doing stuff that teenagers do. So I think it's kind of like a dichotomy of like, really crazy stuff was happening and they were talking dirty and being dirty, but also let's layer it in this pop melody that was so popular back then. And even if you look at music from that time period, if you really sit and listen to it, you can hear them talking about sex, all sex and drugs, but they had different words for it.
Yeah.
And you're like singing along with it, thinking it was so cute and pristine, and realizing that you're talking about drugs and sex and had no idea.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Do we think the filmmakers have good intentions here, I guess, for lack of a better term? Do we think that the filmmakers are trying, because like, you know how you talked about how the plot of the movie is essentially misogynistic. Do you think that the filmmakers are trying to point that out, or do you think it's lost on them?
Well, I mean, if you look at the outcome of the movie, it's hard to say that there was a lesson learned, because she gives in and everyone's happy.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it's like, it depends. I mean, I know we can look at it and say, oh, I can see what's going on, but I don't know if they were really trying to say it, because there was no fallout. There was no consequence. I mean, even Rizzo, who, you know, may or may not have been pregnant, you know, at the end, she gets the guy that she wanted.
Right.
You know, I don't know. I don't think there were any consequences for anything in this movie.
Well, the one girl had to go back to high school.
Oh, poor baby.
So that happens.
Yeah, Frenchie and her hair
Beauty
school.
Right, beauty school.
Yeah. I think when it comes to, were the movie makers like having some thought process of what the goal was, I think they really stuck to the source material. I think there's a lot of stuff from the original musical that actually doesn't make it to the movie. Mm-hmm. That is a little even more raunchy.
Oh, wow.
So I do think they try to PG it up a little bit. So
gotcha.
I think they just wanted to make money.
Yeah, for sure.
That is usually the motivation behind everything.
You know what surprised me in this movie is that this is one full year of high school. They start at the first day of high school and they end in the last day of high school. And I'm like, that was a breezy senior year, everybody.
And also, how old are these people supposed to be?
Well, that's the other thing. So we've got Stockard Channing. It's a little, I mean, not to single her out because they're all older, but it's a little jarring because she's playing a 17-year-old, but she's a 37-year-old who looks like a 47-year-old.
That's mean. She does not look that old.
She clearly looks the oldest of the cast.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll sound better coming from a woman instead of a man. I'm not trying to judge her, but she looked old in that movie.
Yeah.
She does. And it's blaringly obvious. She's a great actress.
She is.
No one else plays Rizzo like she does. Mm-hmm. But girl, bye. You look old.
None of them were fooling us into thinking they were the same age as the teachers.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like there was a student in one of the classrooms. I was like, is that Danny's grandpa?
I have a unpopular opinion, but I actually like Grease 2 better than Grease 1.
Have you seen Grease 2? Mm-mm. So Grease 2 is, I think Frenchie's the only holdover, if I remember.
The main guy is Sandy's cousin from Australia, who is actually Rex Manning in Empire Records.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And Michelle Pfeiffer's in it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And she's gorgeous. Yeah.
Well, maybe we should have another Blockbuster night sometime and check that one out.
I agree. I actually think it's a better movie too. I don't really like Grease. I've seen it when I was growing up, but watching it again, I was like, I don't really like this movie.
I mean, I liked it when I was a kid, and then I was forced to watch it again as a teenager in drama.
Right.
And everybody else loved it, so I just pretended.
Like you said, I think what we like is the music.
Yeah.
There's some good music in this movie, but
well, you're not alone, Mark, because Jackie doesn't like it either.
I don't, and I was a little nervous when I knew we were talking about this movie because I'm like, I don't like Grease, and like legit, my dad saw it in theater. I wanted to say 13 times. Like he was obsessed with it, and so we grew up watching it on VHS. And so, I mean, I know all the songs. I can tell you what happens in the movie, but it's not a favorite.
I love, again, I say that I like Grease 2 better, but I grew up watching this. I will probably sit and rewatch it. I know my mom had the music on a cassette, and when we did Saturday cleanups in the house, it was on with, other musical choices, obviously, but like I love it. It's just, I know it's not that great in some ways. I can look at it and be like, this is dumb or problematic, but I still love this. It is the songs. It's 100% the songs and the chemistry between Olivia Newton-John and John Travolta was just, it was really good.
Yeah, they're still friends today.
They are still friends today.
Yeah.
I love their friendship, and it's just sweet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I think their chemistry works really well. There's a couple performances that I think are good. Stockard Channing's very good in the movie. There's but it's so horny, this movie. It's weird because even the little things like what's her name, Marty, getting hit on at the dance by I don't know if he's supposed to be a Dick Clark.
That was weird.
Yeah, he was old.
Yeah,
and then you have Cha-Cha come in, and she's like overly sexualized, and like her dance moves are very provocative for the time period in which we're supposed to be in. It was very odd.
Look at this hot-blooded Latina, they said.
Right. Just not great.
No.
And then Craterface, he was like, is that my daddy? Like, why is he so old?
Seriously. I was thinking that guy was a greaser in the 50s.
Yeah. He's like, I got this. I can pull from my own.
Oh my God. Yeah, and that guy was supposed to be the other hot guy, I guess, or whatever. I mean, I'm not the biggest.
That was Cha-Cha's ex-boyfriend or something. I was like, girl, do better.
Right?
Whatever he was old.
Yeah, absolutely. But it is interesting how I mean back in that time period they hired adults, like even to play teenage. It's not like now we do tapes on Dawson's Creek as well.
Yeah, and they are still doing it today.
Well,
not as bad,
but Joshua Jackson's 21.
Yeah,
they're still adults though, like
because I don't know if you watch Dawson's Creek at all.
Yes.
But yeah, okay, so he's supposed to be 15 having sex with a 40-year-old woman.
Oh yeah.
And it doesn't look as wrong as it should because it's Joshua Jackson and he's an adult.
Yeah, when we were
talking wrong.
when we were talking about it, I mentioned how it's a crime and it's like the show doesn't take it as seriously as it should, but like you said, it's because Joshua Jackson's 21 and the actress is like 30. But if you imagine Joshua Jackson in the Mighty Ducks
when he was 15,
that's the image,
right?
And that is gross.
I'm just wondering if you had a teen angel, who would you choose? Because that whole scene with Beauty School Dropout, I was just like, who is this man? And why is he here? And we never talk about him ever again.
That is true. It's a weird kind of magic realism.
Huh.
Right. Is she hallucinating? Is she on drugs? Is this man real? Did she have like a God intervention? Like, what is happening now?
Did somebody put an aspirin in her Coke?
Right. What was that?
Supposedly, I guess that's was a myth that if you put an aspirin in a Coca-Cola, it would get you drunk. That was like a myth in the 50s or whatever, like a roofie kind of thing.
Well, I mean, back then they didn't have to try hard. They had cocaine in the actual Coca-Cola,
Right.
so
Exactly.
not too far off.
So crazy.
But yeah, mine wouldn't be Frankie Avalon, I don't think. I like Frankie Avalon, but...
I'm trying to think about who was popular in the 70s to be a choice.
I don't think they would necessarily be... Now. Who now would it be? Who now in 1998 would be your... would it be one of the... Justin Timberlake?
Maybe.
I mean, if we're going based on Frankie Avalon's age-ish in the 70s and applying it to now, I might go like... He's a little younger, but maybe John Stamos.
I knew you were going to say.
Good call. Yes.
My answer for everything is John Stamos.
Uncle Joey.
Uncle
Jesse.
Jesse. Well, Joey was there, but yeah, Jesse's
Yeah, it's Uncle Jesse.
But nobody's asking for Uncle Joey to
correct.
be their
Uncle Jesse all day, though.
Except maybe Alyssa Morissette or
Alanis.
Morissette, yeah.
yeah.
That's the rumor.
Really?
Yeah, that
They dated when she was younger or whatever.
Huh. That's a hard one.
which is questionable.
Absolutely.
Right, side eye that situation.
Oh man. I don't know who I would choose. Do I choose a lady? I don't know. There wasn't really a like a sexual or relationship component to that song, so I guess it could be whomever. Who would be my guardian angel? Well, he died, but Dean Martin. If he wasn't dead, but he died in 1989 or whatever.
He would be good.
Well, in that new movie, Can't Hardly Wait, that came out this year, Jenna Elfman literally plays an angel stripper.
That's true.
That's true.
I like Jenna Elfman.
Wow. Oh, okay. Wait, if we can pick girls.
Okay. Now she's excited.
What's her name? The hot one.
I like that George Clooney guy that's on ER.
We were just talking about her like last time we recorded.
We talked about her last time. Was she a singer?
She was in
Salma Hayek.
No, not Salma Hayek. She is definitely hot, but no. She was in Wild Things.
Oh, Denise Richards?
Yes. Thank you.
Oh my God, that movie.
She is my all-time number one crush, I think.
That movie has no plot.
It's a terrible movie. But it's worth watching.
I heard
for one reason, and that's Denise Richards.
I read in the paper somebody called it white trash Hitchcock. Which I guess but I still think it's not quite to that level because it's not Hitchcockian.
It's not.
It's not.
It's not even close.
It was an awful movie. Oh man. But yeah, Denise Richards, I could see that. Can she sing though?
Oh, I don't know.
Do they have to be able to sing?
I'm sure they can have someone like lip sing, she could lip sing it.
Right.
There
No
you
big deal. They do that in musicals all the time. Like Audrey Hepburn didn't sing in My Fair Lady, so.
Right.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I didn't know this. I'm disillusioned.
What about you?
Me?
Yes.
Oh, I said Joshua Jackson as soon as it can come out of my lips.
Joshua
I
Jackson.
I don't care if he's not old enough.
Oh, he's old enough.
Well, he's 21, I think.
Exactly.
He's 22. Joshua Jackson. Katie, well, so, yeah, Katie Holmes isn't too bad.
No, she's pretty, and so is
I always she always has droopy eye syndrome for me, and I just can't see past it. She's a cute girl. I don't hate on her. The problem is that she is like the girl next door, the every girl, which makes me say she's the every girl. And I'm not like, I'm not fascinated by it.
Yeah.
You know what
I
mine,
can see that.
You know what mine would be? Mariah Carey.
Really?
That would be mine.
Okay. Well, she can sing,
my
that is for
guardian
sure.
angel. Yeah, she can sing, and She's probably the right-ish age.
Ish.
I guess. I mean, what, is Frankie Avalon 60 in that movie? I don't know.
I think he's about 50-ish.
Yeah. It's hard to tell because he like Dick Clark, he aged very gracefully. So.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Well, I think that's about it for the old show there. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I wish that I could watch it with the childhood nostalgia that I originally enjoyed, but yeah.
Oh, that's the other thing.
What?
You look alarmed. That's the other thing I wanted to ask. What's the worst song? You know, there's a lot of great songs. What's the worst song, and why is it Stranded at the Drive-In?
I was trying to think, like, which one do I usually fast forward? And I think it is that one.
I forgot it existed.
Yeah.
I
think
what's happening?
Yeah, that one is definitely. And when I was younger, Hopelessly Devoted, I was like, this is boring. Because, I was little, I wanted the fast songs. But as I got older, I was like, okay, Sandy, let's write a letter and then put it in this little kiddie pool and watch it disintegrate.
I think for me, it's Beauty School Dropout.
Really?
Okay.
I like that one.
It's not.
I
Did not
love that
resonate
one.
with me. I think it's because it's that weird like dream sequence with the like weird roller hats and stuff. I
Right.
didn't get it.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Like in that segment, her friends are there too. So she's definitely high. Yo, she's gotta be high.
Yes.
But I mean, I can't say I don't know. I don't know if I recommend it or not. Everyone knows this movie, so if you want to go buy a ticket and see the 20th anniversary re-release of Grease or not.
I would recommend doing it because it's a different experience. It's nice being able to see something in the theater.
Yeah, well, that's true. Something that we've watched on VHS and on TV all of our lives, being able to see it in the theater, it is different.
And no matter how much we hate on it, it is a classic. So enjoy it on the big screen.
It's a classic, and if you get to the movie theater and you're bored, leave. And then wait to find your nearest showing of Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah, there you go.
Just might be in a different genre that you need to see.
Exactly. Oh, but that is the episode for the week. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you so much
for joining us. No more late fees. Check them out everywhere you go. Walking down the street, look around the corner for them.
And you can write us at latefee1994AOL.com.
Yep.
Check out our website at www.retrolatefee.com. Share the tapes with your friends.
Yep. And we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.